So in this video, I'm going to go over how this sensor work in more details on this Pearl control bar. So I have a DTH connected to COM2. There's a COM key from COM2. Let me zoom, bring it closer. Okay, so you see COM2 here. You got green is A, white is B. The shield land on the ground signal there, and then the power here. What's important is we highly suggest that you use stranded. These are stranded cable, twisted pair. Most important, the A and B are twisted, and then shielded. Okay, so 22 gauge, twisted pair, shielded cable. Right, so that's the Modbus cable for the DTH on COM2, and that's this right here. Right now it's mapped to the outside temperature, so 74.9, 48.3. And then I have an ADSM, which is this sensor here, and that is wired up to COM1. Same thing here, plus minus A, green, white on B, shield, land on the ground there. Okay, COM1. This COM1 is the same as that COM1 over there. And behind here, we also have COM1. Behind here, also have COM1. Right, so COM1 go to multiple places. We typically, right here, because it starts here, the master here, and then it goes here, 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 and here now. So kind of like a daisy chain signal here. Okay, so ADSM's here. This is I2C. Okay, you got power, ground, clock, and data right there. And you see here for the ADSM sensor, in temp, inside humidity, and then CO2. Okay, and then we have the outside temperature, and then we have the backup sensor here. The backup sensor is just I2C. We go to this temperature probe. In fact, I'm gonna hold my hand here to see if I can warm it up a little bit. You see that? Okay, so get the temperature up a little bit. Okay, so getting it away from, that's a backup sensor. So how does that work? So I'm gonna unplug the ADSM sensor. I'm just gonna pull out the COM1 port. Okay, so this is disconnected, so it kind of simulate a sensor failure. Right, you unplug it, you see light flashing here. That means one of the module has a problem, which is in this case obviously this one here. See, before it was 5 or 5, now it's only 4 or 5. Right, and backup temperature is 84. I intentionally heat it up, so in a minute it should switch. Now, where's that settings? I go to system, go in here, system setup. I'm gonna go down to fallback setting here. Okay, enable 1. That's 1 minute. It's gonna force to normal state. Right now it's in cool 4. So in about a minute, it should switch over. Right, so the other place that why is doing that, I'm gonna show you something else. I'm gonna go in system, go to menu, escape here. I'm gonna go down to expansion board. I highlight the 1. Okay, I'm gonna, as highlighted, I'm gonna press the right, press increment it. Okay, and you can see the different sensor here. So the one at the beginning, ADSSM, right? Timeout. Okay, this is board 1 here, and then status. There's a timeout here. Normally it should say good. Okay, so 80.3. Okay, so 80, 80, 80, 80. Okay, so the systems now is under control by this sensor here, right? And if this is connected to the cloud, you will get an alert message saying that the system main sensor has failed and it's using the backup. Okay. Now, if I pull the backup out also, so now I lost the backup too. Now it's going to take a bit for it to go, and you will see that eventually the inside temp will also go. There's no sensor here, and what it should do again, go back to the system setup here, down to fallback setting. This forced to here is norm. Okay, meaning if everything else fails, right, you go to a safe state. Sometime during the winter, maybe there's a heating state, or during the summer, maybe this is cool one. But most people just put this to normal here. Okay, so takes a few minutes here. Okay. I'm going to just pause the video and I'll resume once it goes there. Okay, so I just resumed the video. It's 11:02 now. You watched the timestamp earlier. It was around 11:01. So about a minute later, right, because now both sensors are out. So there's no sensor left. So inside temp, obviously we can't see anything. It's just 10,000, meaning there's no reading. Okay, it went to normal, right? So that's how the system works. Is first the main sensor fail, it goes to backup sensor, and if that fails too, then it goes to safe state. And if I plug this back in, okay, 11:02 is going to be a minute. I'm going to pause the video again. Okay, so it went back 77.6 back using backup sensor. There's no inside humidity still. Okay, so the system is still in failure. So I want to put the ADSM sensor back as well. It's 11:03 here, so I'm going to pause the video. Okay, I just heard it click. Now the inside temp, 77.2. So inside temp first kick in first, and then the system back control cool forward. But the humidity is not there yet, and CO2 is here. Sometimes it's saying it takes a few cycles for it to go. Right, so you wait, because I plug it in like this, called hot switching. I hot switch it back. It should resume there in a bit. Okay, so 11:04 now. I'm just going to pause the video. There, I just resume video 47.9%. Everything back normal. The C light went from red back to normal here, and 505 is back. All right, so that's how the whole cycle, the backup recovery, go to backup, and then failure go to safe state, and then we plug everything back in. The system slowly resume back to the initial state.